It's that time when Trishy comes into the kitchen to create me a delectable chocky dessert. But this is not a dessert, these are chocolate truffles.
They are, and they're really easy to make. They're ginger and chocolate truffles.
Nice combination.
Yeah, they're really nice and very Moorish.
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 Oh, I like that word a lot.
All right, so we just need to combine a couple of ingredients together. So we've got some Anzac biscuits in the bowl there. You need approximately 120 grams, which will crush down to around about a cup. So depending on who made the biscuits will depend on how many you need.
Exactly. And so that goes into there and I'm going to crumb that.
Yes, please, if you can crush that first.
All right, so into the food processor, and I'll pulse it because it's just a little bit easier for them to break up.
I'm just going to quickly chop some glacé ginger because we love a bit of ginger, don't we?
And Trish, are you happy with the consistency of the crumb?
Yep, that looks good.
Okay.
Ginger. To that we need to add a block of cream cheese, 250 grams, and that's been softened down. And over the back there's some golden syrup.
Golden syrup, fantastic. And how much would you like?
A couple of tablespoons, please.
Nice, it's going to give it a really nice molasses flavour, isn't it?
Well, it's kind of one of the main ingredients of Anzac biscuits too.
Lid on and then blitz it until it all comes together.
Just till it comes together. That looks good. All softened down. Oh, perfect. So what we need to do now, because that's too soft to roll, you can actually put it into a bowl on its own. Otherwise, I think it almost makes sense to sort of put blobs onto a tray because that will cool it down really quickly.
Okay.
And then you can roll them when they're firm enough to roll.
Sounds good. So we'll just portion it out. And how many does this make roughly?
Somewhere between, say, 25 and 30, I think, depending on, whether you're heavy-handed or not.
So we'll make these little rough balls, chill it completely until it firms up because the cream cheese will firm up. And that doesn't take long at all, maybe like an hour in the fridge, not even.
Yeah, about half an hour should be enough.
Half an hour, and then we'll roll them so they're perfect. And I'm assuming we're going to roll them in chocky.
We are going to roll them in chocky.
I like the sound of this. All right, Trish, last one is done. So now it's time to coat them in chocolate.
It certainly is. So we've got 225 grams of the dark Cadbury melt.
Great.
And as we've said before, we find it easiest to retain the temper of the chocolate if we melt it in a plastic bowl that won't retain excess heat. I've got melts in there which are designed to melt easily. I'm going to pop them into the microwave. We want to do this over a couple of batches, 50% power, start at about 20 seconds, take it out, stir it well, because even though it might not look melted, it will be starting to melt.
Inside,
Yeah, and it can hot spot if you don't move it around. So only melt it till it's around 75% melted, and the rest will happen as you continue to stir it really well.
All right.
Right, off I go.
Melt away. So, perfectly melted chocolate. It's not too hot.
No.
It's just right.
It shouldn't be warm at all, really. And you can tell that from the feel of the bowl underneath.
So, what's the best technique for coating our little truffles in the chocolate?
Well, look, I think it depends on what school you went to. You can use a skewer, but I actually like 2 forks because I think it helps you to roll it through really easily.
So we just dunk them in?
Pop it in, yep.
1 and 2.
You can get all sorts of specific tools as well if you want to go into it that far.
I think the good old...
The forks work okay for me.
Yeah.
You always get a little bit of a foot underneath it.
And that's fine because once it sets, that'll go away. And look how glossy the chocolate is. That's a key indication that the chocolate has been melted correctly too. And are we decorating these?
We are going to decorate them, and we've got a couple of different types of flowers. These will start to set fairly quickly because the truffles are cold underneath. So just as it starts to set...
Oh, it looks great.
How cute is that?
So, Trish, are we going to allow these to set at room temperature or do they need to go back in the fridge?
For the chocolate's sake, it's best for them to set at room temperature, but because they've got cream cheese in them, they will need to live in the fridge. But put them in an airtight container so that they don't get affected by moisture. And, I know that you can't wait, so maybe you should try one, huh?
All right, you said it. I'll have one now and one when they're completely set.
Or two.
Oh.
Nice, huh?
They are unbelievable. You don't need to wait for them to set. They taste good like that. The ginger, the Anzac Bickies,
Yum.
the cheese in there, and of course the chocolate just makes them spot on. Love them, Trishy. Good work.